on your face.
Alright, so I guess we're starting with two people, but that's okay. It'll just be a very intimate class. So, my name's Camden Hugo. I know that doesn't sound like a very Polish name. I'm 25% Polish. My mom's Polish. But, I speak Polish. I grew up in a Polish family. My great-grandma spoke Polish. My grandma spoke some swear words, and my mom doesn't really speak any, but I have a good time speaking it. Right now, I'm actually involved in an independent study for Polish in the business context, so I'm learning that from there. We used to have Polish at SPSU, but we got rid of it a couple years ago, before I came here, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. So, to fix that, I'm gonna go to Poland and learn some better Polish from them. Okay, let's get started with the presentation. A taste of Polish language greetings. My clicker's not working. This is the Polish alphabet. It's very similar to the English alphabet. You just have she, this makes a W sound. This is Esh, and Jet, and then a bunch of crazy Polish sounds. But that's not really important to know the basics. Unlike if we were learning like Russian and you wanted to learn some, like this is not like Russian. You have most of the English alphabet, and you just have a couple added in there, here and there. Okay, so in Poland, formality is extremely important. You can't just go up to someone and just say you. In Polish. There are three different ways to say you in Polish. You don't want to use the informal version of this. In the United States, we do greetings that are similar to this in business context. With this in mind, it's necessary to know when to use which greetings in different situations. Informal or formal greeting use. Use a formal greeting in every official situation, such as business meetings, at the bank, station, or airport, or in a shop. Use formal greetings when you talk to a stranger, everyone middle-aged, older than you, or your superior at work. In general, informal greetings are used between family members, friends, children, and teenagers. Okay, now here we actually get started to get to the actual Polish. So, cześć is an informal greeting used at any time of the day with friends, family, and children. Dzień dobry, you said that. It means hello, good day, morning, and afternoon. It's used in a formal situation, for example, when you enter a shop, meet your older neighbor, or greet a ticket collector at the train station. Say it at any time during the day until it gets dark. Dobry wieczór, obviously, the greeting you use in the evening. Good evening. And then, cześć is also there twice, because it also means goodbye. And it's not a mistake that it's there in two lists. Use it to say hi and bye informally. So it kind of makes things a little easier. And then we have another way to say goodbye, do widzenia. This is formal and use it when it gets dark. Dobranoc, this is good night. And when it's dark outside, you say your formal farewells this way. Trzymaj się. This means take care. And then we have do jutra, see you tomorrow, and papa. It's not dad, it means bye-bye. It's very informal, so use it with close friends, families, and babies. Then we have do zobaczenia. You can use this in both a formal and informal situation, and it means see you later. A Polish no-no. Avoid how are you when using greetings. The Polish do not use this in everyday greeting rituals. If you dare ask a Polak or Polka how they are, expect them to tell you what is wrong with their life. They're basically just going to dump it all on you. Saying dzień dobry or dobry wieczór will do. More informal greetings. I skipped past that. Superficial pleasantries such as nice day, have a nice day, miłego dnia, are reserved for contacts with friends and families. Informal situations when you can also ask so słychać, how are things, so u ciebie, and so nowego. These are all used for informal situations like with your family or friends or whatnot. Do not use these questions with someone you see every day. So like your coworker, they don't want to hear you say miłego dnia every day. Życie w Polsce, life in Poland. Poland is located in the Central European time zone, therefore it is 6 hours ahead of our time zone. To put this in perspective, when you wake up around 8 a.m., it is already 2 p.m. in Poland, almost time for the workday to be over. And I can speak from this from experience. Trying to contact Europe at 8 o'clock in the morning is a little difficult. When I was trying to call for school, it's a whole mess. 6 hours ahead. Just remember 6 hours ahead. Śniadania. This means breakfast. This meal is typically served from 7 to 10 a.m. Usually they eat at kanapka. So unlike Americans, they eat like almost lunch for breakfast, which consists of a piece of bread, a piece of ser, cheese, and szynka, ham, with pomidor, tomato, or ogórek, cucumber. The Polish also enjoy jajecznica z cebulą I z boczkiem, and that means scrambled eggs with fried onions and diced pork, and jajko na miedło, soft boiled egg. Those who look for a lighter option usually choose yogurt z owocami, yogurts with fruit, or płatki z mlekiem, cereal with milk. Obiad is typically the main meal of the day. So unlike the United States, their most important meal is obiad. They normally will travel home from work and they'll eat together as a family, and usually the students are able to come home as well. There are 3 courses in an obiad polski, which consists of zupa, soup, I can't speak, drugie danie, main course, and dessert, which is dessert. However, with people with daily jobs, it usually looks more like a sałatka, salad, or kanapka, sandwich. In order to work around the job infliction, the Polish coined the term obiadu kolacja, lunch dinner. Then we have kolacja, dinner. It's usually an intimate affair shared with family members from 6 to 10. Chleb, bread, is usually served with biedliny and śledzki, pickled herring. Ser and kiełbasa, cheese and sausages, are also part of kolacja polska. And that's all. Any questions? Polish is a difficult language, so if you didn't absorb all this, it's understandable.
Would you be willing to make that, those phrases and greetings as a list for us?
Yeah,
So we can have that when we travel to those regions?
Absolutely.
With the pronunciation,
Yes.
context
Yes.
behind it?
Yeah,
Yes.
that would be very helpful. That's very important.
Yeah.
And there's no sound for V, or W. There's no
So-
sound for W,
when you see a W in Polish, you pronounce that as a V.
a V.
But there is another way to, here, let me go back to the beginning. So let's go back to the alphabet. So you see this right here? It looks like an L with a cross on it. That makes a W sound. So, like if you were to say wow in Polish, it would start with L with a cross, whoa. Does that make sense?
Say it again.
Here, it's kind of hard to see right now. This letter right here, the L with the cross, it makes a W sound. So when you see a W in Polish, you pronounce it as a V, but when you see this L with the cross, you pronounce it as a W. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, Polish is a fun thing. Oh, question.
How do you pronounce the Easter basket that people prepare like the day before and they have it blessed and then you eat that food on Easter Sunday? Is it called shrinsunka or something like that?
I'm not that good of a Catholic. I'm sorry.
No, it's Polish. It's a Polish word.
Yeah,
You've never seen that one?
I've never heard of it, sorry.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, that's okay. questions are always good. Any other questions?
Well, when you see the DZ together,
Uh-huh.
how do you say that? Just z.
Well, there's like, the D is in there, it's this, it's right here. Like, jedzenia, which means food, jedzenia. This doesn't make sense right here. It's not cheap. This isn't a very good alphabet. But, that's a little complicated. Polish sounds are so complex. I've been studying Polish for years and I sometimes get them wrong too. Yeah. I've studied Polish since I didn't study it like frequently, but my mom got me this book when I was young. It was called Polish for Dummies. And it was a good book. It was just hard as a 10-year-old to understand what the words were throwing at me. What I really remembered like strongly from that book was cebula, which means onion. Not very useful, but what I remembered.
How do you say Polish for dummies in Polish?
Polski dla głupków.
Wumkov, kind of like German almost there.
Głupków.
Wumkov, okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
So what do you plan to do with your study of languages?
Okay, that's a great question. So I plan to become a foreign diplomat. So that is more like, they call it a foreign service officer in the United States. So basically I'm going to get my degree while I'm in Poland in international relations and area studies, and then I'm also double majoring with Polish language. And then hopefully I will use that to come back to the United States and apply for the foreign service officer test. And if I'm picked, I will be able to become a foreign diplomat. And eventually one day I would like to become an ambassador, but we'll see if that happens.
Let everybody know how many languages you speak.
I study 7 languages:
Whoa.
Spanish, French, German, Polish, Russian, Czech, and Ukrainian.
Okay.
I like to say that I'm a specialist on Slavic languages, which is in the eastern part of Europe, and like Russia, Czech, you know.
You just finished a class for us on the Greek language.
Yes, that's not one of my best languages, though. I will say I know the basics.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you,
Thank
Pam.
you.
Of course.